Thank you, Phyllis. That was lovely. Good morning, and welcome to Unity of Bloomington. At Unity, we offer practical, spiritual teachings that empower abundant and meaningful living. We are a center for spiritual growth, and we provide inspiration, tools, and practices to support people on their path to spiritual growth. I invite you now to join me as we speak our statement of being. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. This power expresses life, love, wisdom, and abundance through me. In it, I live and move and have my being.
Creative spiritual being. I am a powerful creative spiritual being. I can create anything I want this life. I can create anything I want this life. Spiritual being. You are a powerful, creative, spiritual being. You can create anything you want this life. You can create anything you want this life. Creative spiritual beings. We are powerful, creative spiritual beings. We can create anything we want this life. We can create anything we want this life. Surrounding you and me, I am open and willing to receive. I am open and willing to receive. I am open and willing to receive.
Thank you to the music team and Phyllis and Ginger for your ongoing contributions to our music on Sundays. We appreciate that. One of the tools that we use in affirming our 5 principles, in addition to music, is that we use our 5 basic principles. So I'll state the principle and invite you to respond with the affirmation. God is absolute good, everywhere present.
God is.
We have a spark of divinity within us, the Christ Spirit. Our very essence is of God, and therefore we are also inherently good.
I am.
We create our experience of life by the activity of our thinking. Everything in the manifest realm has its beginning in thought.
I create.
Prayer is creative thinking that heightens the connection with God-mind and therefore brings forth wisdom, wholeness, prosperity, and everything good.
I pray.
Through thoughts, words, and actions, we live the truth we know.
I live.
I now invite Reverend Lynette up for a moment with our children.
Good morning. We are starting this month with a new power. And this month we're going to talk about the power of imagination. And this is the children's moment, but I don't know that I really need to tell the children very much about imagination, except that you may never have thought of it as a spiritual power. It's kind of a kid power, but it doesn't go away as we get bigger, which is really good news to those of us who have been big for a while. Imagination is our ability to get an idea, develop an idea, and then move it from thinking into being. And as I was thinking about it this morning, I thought about a book that I had when I was a kid. Actually, I think one of my younger siblings might have had it. I discovered this morning it was printed in 1964, so it's really old. But imagination never gets old, does it? And the name of the book is What Shall I Put in the Hole That I Dig? I don't know if that's, do we all remember that one? No? Okay. I think I always just was intrigued by the title. What shall I put in the hole that I dig? And when you think about imagination, the first thought is, I'm going to dig a hole. That's kind of, the first step is where the light bulb comes on. It's the beginning of something. I could dig a hole. I could put something in it. What's that going to be? And in this little book, they say, maybe if I put a button in the hole, it'll grow a button tree. Or rock, and it'll grow a rock tree. Or a whistle, and it'll grow a whistle tree. The next step after that first idea, I'll dig a hole, I can put something in it. Then you start thinking through what that's going to be, and you develop that idea in your imagination. And a little boy and girl in the book are wise enough to know that buttons and rocks and whistles don't grow. So they keep developing their idea, and one of them says a seed, and they end up planting a kernel of corn. And they know what a kernel of corn will become, and they plant it, and the sun shines, and the rain waters, and it grows, and when all is said and done, they have the last step of imagination, which is when you have something that moves out of your mind and into being. And they have corn on the cob. with melted butter. Doesn't that sound good? Maybe you can have some of that for lunch. Sorry, moms. We have sunglasses that we bought for the kids, and this is the right time of year for sunglasses, and you can decorate these. So we're going to send these to all of you. Everybody gets, I have buku sunglasses, so everybody gets sunglasses. And you can decorate them, and when you put them on, I want you to think about using your power of imagination to see what can be. Because you, too, can dig a hole. Thank you.
Let your spirit shine, 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 shine. Let your spirit shine, 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 shine. Let your spirit shine, 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 shine. Children of the world, let your spirit shine. Children of the world, let your spirit shine. Children of the world, let your spirit shine.
Thank you, Lynn and the music team. In 2021, Unity's annual theme is How to Stay Centered No Matter What. Each month, we explore the role that one of the 12 powers plays in staying centered and achieving inner peace no matter what is occurring around us. This month, we're exploring the power of imagination. Our imagination is a wonderful gift and an energizing power. We can look beyond what is and imagine what can be. The creative power of spirit aligned with truth opens infinite possibilities. Imagination is our capacity to hold those possibilities and develop them until we feel their effects, even before they manifest. We live into the idea of what can be until it essentially becomes our reality. Imagination is our primary power. It is necessary for the cultivation of all of our magnificent spiritual capacities. We release thoughts of what we cannot be or do, and we create a vision of perfection, wholeness, and satisfaction in all areas of our lives. We paint a vivid picture of the world we desire and align our thoughts, habits, and actions with this captivating reality. We employ our creative vision to imagine good for all, for we are one with God and one with all people. Our imagination is a powerful force for change and renewal, hope, and inspiration. We harness the energy of imagination to bring forth good for ourselves, our community, and our world. So now join me in claiming this truth as our own. Together, my imagination brings possibilities to life. As always, we invite you to join us following the service for our Unity Cafe, virtual Unity Cafe. Grab a cup of coffee or tea and come say hello to your Unity friends online after the service. You can join the Zoom meeting after the service from our Facebook group under announcements, or go to unityofbloomington.org. Scroll down until you see the link. You should also see a link in the comments on this video that you can cut and paste. And this is the first day we don't have a drum up here. I'm kind of looking for a drum roll. Okay. Good. Beginning on Father's Day, Sunday, June 20th, our building will once again be open. You are welcome to join us. Okay, yes? Yay! You are welcome to join us in person for the next phase of our evolution. We'll be moving from a live stream only service to a hybrid live stream and in-person format. This will be totally new for all of us. So we thank you in advance for your patience, and we welcome your imagination to join ours in seeing this as the best possible experience for us all. We will be following CDC guidelines, and we ask that unvaccinated children and adults wear masks and social distance. Vaccinated people may go maskless or not, depending on your desire. We will not monitor vaccination status or mask wearing. We just ask everyone to be responsible. For the time being, there will be no children's programming other than the children's message that's been included every week here. And we ask that children will remain with their parents during the service, just for this next time of our experience. We'll expand YFM as we move through this latest evolution, and we look forward to celebrating a big, grand opening later this summer. Our first guest speaker in the pandemic during one of our first live stream services was Kim Ballou, and we are delighted to be welcoming her back on June 27th. Kim is a conscious rapper, singer-songwriter, spoken word artist, inspirational speaker, workshop leader, and musician who uses her own life experiences, journey, and transformations to bring hope to others. Kim writes, "There is no greater healing power for me than sharing myself completely with others through words and song. It's my goal to create a connection for others and be a light for the path of others to climb out of their dark place. Music is a universal language that I believe has the power to create change." Kim will share a message in words and music at our Sunday service on June 27th. And I personally think she's better in person. I mean, I hate to miss her energy. So I'm glad we'll be open then. Now we'll go to our daily word, and the word for today is healing. My thoughts, words, and actions affirm divine life. Today, I give thanks for the constant activity of divine healing life, especially when my body is experiencing illness. To bolster my awareness of my capacity for healing, I place my intention on my inherent wholeness. I affirm life in my thoughts, my words, and my actions as I care for my body and meet its needs. My faith assures me that illness is not the truth of me, nor is it my enduring reality. Through my actions, I am affirming wholeness as my true nature and encouraging my healing. Even when I am not facing illness, I greet each day by blessing my body, affirming my wholeness and the ongoing activity of divine life in every organ and every cell. I give thanks for the gift of divine life by giving thanks for my healing and then living joyously. He said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." From Luke 8:48. Please join me now in speaking the affirmation aloud. My thoughts, words, and actions affirm divine life. And now repeat it to yourself silently. My thoughts, words, and actions affirm divine life. Our message this morning will be provided by Reverend Lynette Carlson, one of our spiritual co-coordinators, and our Unity music team will now provide our musical inspiration.
In every life, some darkness falls. You turn around, you've lost it all. When your loved ones can't be there, oh, who will you call? child of the stars. When your world has all gone wrong, come and sing this song. I am becoming stronger. I am becoming whole. I walk in beauty, in the healing light of love, in the healing, in the healing, in the healing light of love. Some things in life just can't be shared or redone and repaired. Look inside and find this song. You can forgive and move on. I am becoming stronger. I am becoming whole. I walk in beauty, in the healing light of love, in the healing, in the healing, in the healing light of love. Just open up your heart and mind. Let your love light shine. Let the world be your friend. You will give back the love you send. I am becoming stronger. I am becoming whole. I walk in beauty, in the healing light of love, in the healing, in the healing, in the healing light of love, in the healing light of love.
Thank you, Ginger. And thanks to everyone who makes this possible and has been making this possible for over a year. And to those of you in our at-home audience. The hardest thing about speaking about imagination, especially as related to health this morning, is trying to figure out what not to say. So I keep thinking about things that I didn't plan to say that I want to say, so there may be a part 2 to this at some point. As I was mentioning in the children's moment, imagination is powerful, and it's with us throughout our lives, even though occasionally as we mature, it atrophies a little bit. We act as if there's nothing left to imagine, but there's always something to imagine. Unity, and especially Linda Martella-Whitsett, break imagination down into 3 parts. It's the ability to conceive, to envision, and to embody. That first step is, I think of it as the light bulb going on. Oh, I could dig a hole. I could put something in the hole. Maybe I could grow something. I still imagine that, even though my track record says, don't bother. I think of this as the dawn of an idea stage, the birth of a notion, a possibility, noticing something maybe not new, but you know how sometimes it feels like an idea grabs you? Like it's time to dig that hole or paint that picture. Whatever your imagination is led to bring out, that first step is just the inkling of I could or I want to. The next one is to envision it. And some of us, those first two steps go so fast, we don't really even notice the possibility. Oh, I've never thought of that before. But now that I'm thinking of it, what would it look like? What would it feel like? What would that contribute to my life or the world? We visualize, picture, you see it in your mind's eye. The first step is the I could or I want to. And then the next step is and it would be where you move into being. It's not just an idea, even though it's still only in your mind. And the final step in utilizing our imagination is embodying. And we first embody in our minds, in our imaginations, and then we move, if we're so led. Not every idea that gets developed becomes embodied, but it can be. And this is the stage I think of. I like the term out-picturing. I'll draw a picture. I imagine what I'm going to draw, I do it, and then the picture is out of my head, and I can show it to you, or to you, or mail it to my parents, whatever I choose to do. Probably take a picture of it and post it on Facebook, right? We think of this as the creative part of imagination, but it's all creating. It's manifesting and giving form to what started out as just a nebulous possibility or idea. Martella Whitsitt quotes Neville Goddard as saying that imagination is our redeeming ability. And that's not like saying something is a redeeming quality. It's our ability to redeem. It allows us to revise our past, to create an ideal future, and to imagine ourselves into our own true nature and assert our greatest spiritual capacities. That's pretty powerful stuff. In the book Christian Healing, Charles Fillmore wrote, "The mind makes its forms in a way similar to that in which cooks make biscuits." I love this illustration. First is the gathering of the materials, then the mixing, then the biscuit cutting, which gives shape to the substance. In thinking, humans accumulate a mass of ideas about substance in life, and with imagination, we make them into forms. I thought that was kind of a neat example of Charles Fillmore's imagination, that he sees it as simple and everyday as making biscuits. Imagination is how we harness unlimited possibilities in which we live and move and have our being. Possibilities are everywhere all the time. We're just so used to ruling them out, tossing them off, thinking, no, 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 no. That can't happen. I'm not doing that. That wouldn't work. That is not imagination at work. That's negativity. Today, we're going to take a look at a specific application of the power of imagination in producing physical, emotional, and mental health. As you probably know, the Unity movement was built on Myrtle Fillmore's successful experience with invoking healing through positive affirmations, self-talk, prayer, and healthy lifestyle choices. As a result, there are countless references in the Unity literature about healing, and most of them attribute a great deal of credit to the power of faith. Will and understanding are right in there too. However, I believe and assert, this is my own imagination at work, that imagination really lies behind our capacity to heal ourselves and to be open to the healing that is possible. Here's another quote from Christian Healing. We can imagine having some evil condition in body or affairs, and through the imagining and through the imaging law, build it up until it becomes manifest. So, what Charles is saying here is we can think ourselves sick. On the other hand, we can use the same power to make good appear on every side. The marks of old age can be erased from the body by one's mentally seeing the body as youthful. If you want to be healthy, don't imagine so vain a thing as decrepitude. Make your body perfect by seeing perfection in it. Transient patching up with lotions and external applications is foolish. The work must be an inner transformation. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, ends the quote. I think it's safe to say that Charles was not in favor of snake oil, which I think matches lotions and external applications, but he thought healing was an inside job. Even when we avail ourselves of conventional medicine to affect and support our healing, we won't even bother to seek that if we can't imagine getting or feeling better. I discovered an ancient story that speaks to me about the power of imagination to heal. There was a soldier. Actually, he was a commander. He had a troop of 100 soldiers that were under his command, and he had a servant who fell very ill and was in great distress. And he heard there was a healer in the area. So he sent an envoy out to meet the healer and explained the situation. He said, my commander has a sick helper, and he wants you to heal him. And the healer said, I'll be right there. And the envoy said, no, my captain says it's not necessary for you to come to his humble abode. You shouldn't waste your time doing that, because he is a commander and he is used to giving orders and having them obeyed. And he says you can do the same thing. So just say the word and his servant will be healed. And the healer said, wow, I do a lot of healing, but I've never seen faith like this. You don't even need me to step into the house, much less work some kind of magic, lay on hands, use the magic pixie dust. It's all I need to do is assert. That's really some faith. He said, the servant is healed, and he was. Pretty remarkable. Jesus is the healer in that story. And he said, "Truly I tell you, in no one in Israel have I found such faith." But I think it also took imagination. The centurion, who is, that's what they call the commander in the Christian scripture, imagined that Jesus had the same kind of authority that he did. He saw Jesus as a commanding presence who could heal by giving an order, which is the way the commander accomplished things. And so he imagined it, he asserted it, he sent someone out to do his bidding, to meet with the healer, explain the situation, and the healing occurred. I'm pretty impressed by that, and obviously Jesus was too. And I also found a modern story of imagination and healing. Jim was an air traffic controller at a major airport, and he was diagnosed with malignant melanoma and entered into an imagery training program for people with cancer so that they could use their imaginations to help support their healing. But he was in trouble from the very beginning because their assignment the first week was to go out and come up with an image that would help them fight their cancer, and he came back the next week and the class agreed his image wasn't right, wasn't good enough. And he was embarrassed, but he let them persuade him, and he came up with a shark, and he had a picture of it. It had its mouth open and had great big pointy teeth, a lot of them. Well, Rachel Naomi Remen worked with cancer patients, and she was the doctor to which this man was referred because he was working with his shark image, but he couldn't remember to do it. He's supposed to do it 15 minutes 3 times a day. And he said it was just boring. He wasn't resonating with it. So she says, "What was your first image?" He said it was a catfish. But he was embarrassed because, everybody told him that was wrong. And she said, "I don't know anything about catfish. Why would you pick that?" And he said, "Well, they told me it wasn't vicious enough, but catfish, unlike the more aggressive fish in a tank, a catfish is a bottom feeder, and he's always sifting through the sand, constantly evaluating, constantly destroying what doesn't support the health of the aquarium and passing by that which is good for the aquarium, and they never sleep. So it's constant." And he says, where I grew up, the catfish get to be really big. And at times of year, I'm guessing this is mating season, they would leave their ponds and seem to walk across the road to get to another puddle of water where they could find what they wanted. And he said as a boy, he thought that was nothing short of miraculous. So he wanted a catfish to be his image. And the doctor noticed how he brightened up when he told this story. And she said, "Actually, you came up with a pretty good image for how the immune system works." So she said, "Use that image. There's nothing wrong with it, especially as you understand it." And he finally blushed and said, "I was so fascinated by these catfish when I was a boy that I kept some as pets." And she said, "What does a pet mean to you?" He said, "Well, it's It's something that loves you no matter what and would do whatever it could for you. So the doctor helped Jim develop an immune-supporting imagery in which millions of catfish that never slept moved through his body, vigilant, untiring, dedicated, and discriminating, patiently examining every cell, passing by the ones that were healthy and eating the ones that were cancerous, all motivated by a pet's love and devotion. He felt that they cared whether he lived or died. And he said, "It may sound silly, but I feel sort of grateful for their care." Well, this new imagery touched Jim so deeply that it wasn't hard for him to remember and practice it, which he did for a year. And then years later, after full recovery, he continues this practice a few times a week. He says it reminds him that on the deepest level, his body is on his side. Jim and the centurions are examples of the power of imagination to redeem, to safeguard, and to support our physical, emotional, and mental health. When we weave imagination together with the powers of faith, will, and life, we have all the ingredients we need to make up a fine batch of biscuits that would make Charles and Myrtle proud. Imagination, positivity, and a healthy lifestyle are not the only components of our well-being, but they are a firm foundation upon which we can all build a healthier tomorrow. And now our music team is going to help us prepare for meditation.
In the stillness of the silence, I am one with perfect love. I am healed, I live in freedom. Joy now fills me, thrills me, mind and heart. In the stillness of the silence, I am one with light and love. I am wise, my thoughts are loving. Peace now fills me, thrills me, mind and heart.
I invite you now to join me in this special place guided imagery from Bella Ruth Naperstek's Staying Well with Guided Imagery. Begin by taking a few deep breaths, breathing in and then breathing all the way out. Breathing in, and this time, see if you can send the warm energy of your breath to any part of your body that is tense or sore or tight, and releasing the tension with the exhale, breathe it out. And any unwelcome thoughts that come to mind, those too can be sent out with the breath, released with the exhale, so that for just a moment the mind is empty, and any emotions that are rocking around in there, those too can be noted and acknowledged and sent out with the breath. So your emotional self can be still and quiet, like a lake with no ripples. And now imagine a place where you feel calm and peaceful and easy. A place either make-believe or real. A place from your past, or somewhere you always wanted to go. It doesn't matter, just so it's a place that feels good and safe and peaceful to you. And allow the place to become real to you. Look around. Take the place in with your eyes. Enjoy the colors, the scenery. Look over to your right, and then over to your left, and listen to the sounds of the place, whatever they might be, becoming familiar with all the different sounds that your special, safe place offers up to you. And feel whatever you're sitting against or lying upon, the texture of the ground beneath you. And feel the air on your skin. Notice the temperature of your place and smell its rich fragrance. Notice the smells in your special place. Notice what time of day it is. Enjoy the light and this peaceful time of day. So take it all in, all the richness of it, with all of your senses, becoming more and more attuned to your safe and beautiful special place. Feeling thankful and happy to be there. And let your body soak in the vibrance of the peace. Let the beauty of this place of healing nourish you. Take it in with every full, deep breath, all the way down into your belly, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Feel the penetrating warmth and power of this place soaking into your skin, down through the muscle and bone, all the way to each and every cell, reaching down to the peaceful stillness at your very center. And so know that you can come back to this special place whenever you wish to help your body, mind, and spirit relax, rejuvenate, and heal. Simply by finding a quiet time and place, getting into a comfortable position, either sitting in a chair or lying down, and imagining yourself in your special place. Keeping your eyes closed for just a little while longer, take a moment to notice how you are feeling, your body, your mind, and your spirit in the silence.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Ginger and the music team. We now turn to the spiritual practice of generosity. We are grateful for the many ways that this center supports us in our spiritual growth, and in turn, we are happy to support this center with our financial contributions and our voluntary service. We are grateful to those of you who have already put in place automatic weekly, monthly, or quarterly giving. And today, if you feel led to give, please visit our website at unityofbloomington.org and click on the giving link. While there, we invite you to sign up for our newsletter. You can also participate in this flow of abundance by placing a check in the mail. Our mailing address is 4001 South Rogers, 47403. And we are grateful to all of you who are sending your checks in, and also to all of the encouraging letters and grateful letters that kind of have helped to keep us going. We appreciate your support. I invite you now to open your heart and to join me as we affirm our abundance. I am an abundant being living in an abundant universe. God is the source of my supply. I'm not dependent on people or situations for my good. God is the source of my supply. I always have something to give, and I consistently give it. I expect the best. I give my best. I now attract the best in every experience.
Living abundantly, living with power, living the truth every day, every hour. Listening to Spirit, my way is revealed, moment by moment. Oh Lord, I am healed. Moment by moment, I live in God's light. Moment by moment, I'm guided aright. Ever renewed in mind, body, and soul. Moment by moment, oh Lord, I am whole. Praying the law as I do God's good will, proving the promise that faith can fulfill. Praying for wisdom in all that I do, moment by moment, I'm one, Lord, with you. Moment by moment, I live in God's light. Moment by moment, I'm guided aright. Ever renewed in mind, body, and soul. Moment by moment, oh Lord, I am whole.
Please join me now in blessing the offering received with these words. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I would like to invite you now to join me in saying our closing prayer, and then we'll all join together to sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. As the light of God we shine, As the love of God, we embrace. As the power of God, we stand in truth. As the presence of God, we radiate love. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.